Hey everybody, welcome back. Purple Haze with another video. This time I'm working on my Harley-Davidson Lowrider ST, a little more comprehensive one. I changed this out from mid-foot controls, to forward foot controls. When I did that, I changed out the pegs to mini floorboards. I'll get you a link for those mini floorboards. They work great. However, when they're adjustable, the most comfortable angle I found puts it almost in line with that rear brake pedal. So I don't use the rear brake pedal a lot. I primarily use the front brakes, handlebar brakes. But when I use slow speed or low speed maneuvering, parking lots, U-turns, whatever, I do use that, and it causes me to have to come forward onto my toes a lot more than is really comfortable. I got another lever or pedal that sits up a little higher and should be much better. We'll see how that's going to work. Before I get started, thanks to all the comments on my last video. I am going to answer them if I haven't already, and I am going to do a walk around on that bike as well as a walk around on this bike and show you all the updates that I've already done that I didn't do videos of. Sorry, hadn't thought of it then. All right, let's get started. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is take this brake pedal off. Now, this was the standard brake pedal in the black set. There was a black and a chrome version for the forward controls for the Lowrider ST. I added this plate because it came really small. I'll throw in a picture of it if I can. Really small, and I had to reach my toes over really far. For some reason, they did this one different than the chrome version. Drilled a hole right through the center. Got the plate. It has a bolt. Just comes on the bottom. That's great. But with this angle, it just takes a lot. See how far it is to use that rear brake. So, I bought another one. This is just off of Amazon. If you do a search. I'm going to try this one. It looks like it angles up more than this one. This one is straight. I think it actually angles down a little bit and then is straight. So hopefully this is going to work. I'm going to try it out before I bolt everything back on all the way. Make sure it's good. So let's get started. Okay, so this is just a really hard angle. I can't remember if I put these on the brakes, if I did it before I had these on. These mounts for the forward pegs or floorboards. But it's really hard to get back into here. I don't know that taking this off would help a whole bunch. It's just a bad angle. Now, I can tell you for sure, this has a Torx screw on the front. And you're going to want T40. Okay, that is the one that fits. However, the pain in the butt to get to is the nut on the back side of it, which I believe is a 13 millimeter. Trying to find out right now. This is the one that's really hard to get any kind of grip on, to just hold that in place while you're turning this. And I think I've got it. I felt tension there. Let's see. And it's going to be hard to get back in as well. So I'm not looking forward to that. Yeah, I got it coming out good. The other thing it has at the top, right above it, kind of back in, let's see if I don't block it, back in here behind this pipe is, I believe it's called a clevis pin. Pin goes in, there's a circular wire that goes into the back. Those are a pain in the butt. If I remember correctly, it's a lot easier to get out than it is to get it back in. Okay, that bolt is off. If I just push out, yes. Boom, there's one. Okay, big washer, small washer. There's the bolt with that, if you can see. And yeah, the bolt and then the nut got stuck back here, which is why I did grab my trusty magnet with the grabby tool. Where did you go? Remember last video, if you watched it, I kept dropping things. Looks like this is going to be the opposite, where I don't drop them, but man, am I going to lose it. All right, I tell you what, I can't get to that. I'm going to try getting that Clovis pin out, get this whole thing out of the way, and then maybe I'll find that nut. Otherwise, this bike might be dead for a few days until I can dig it out. Okay, that will come right out if I get that Clevis pin out. And that was not meant to rhyme. I don't know if it's a rhyme, if it's the same word. Clevis pin, like I said, comes out real easy. The getting it back in, if I remember correctly, really sucks. Push that Clevis pin. That pin's not necessarily easy to get out either. Does not want to budge that much. So, use this. There we go. Comes out a little pair of needle nose pliers. It's like my go-to every day. Works great for almost everything. All right, slides out. And that is done. Now let's find that nut. I do not see it. Up there you are, little buddy. That's like, looks like one of the worst areas to get that stuck. That is about right. I'm not annoyed. Try my other magnet tool. So this one I ordered off Amazon a while back. It's just one of those bendy ones. I had it initially folded up inside one of my saddlebags, but I always needed it here in the garage. I've never needed it on the road. And I think I had it in the saddlebag because I used to have an adventure bike and I was afraid that thing was gonna, oh man, that just stuck right to it. Great. So that's done and done. Got those. Let's take a look. All right. See how this looks. Okay. Man, that sticks out a lot. But look how much that sticks up. Oh, that's going to be great if that's in the right area. It doesn't look like it is. Okay, that's the right area. And it does. It sticks up a lot more. So the first thing to test it is getting that Clovis pen back in. Because that's going to keep it lined up to where it should be. I don't have to tighten this down because that's just going to hold it in place. Tighten it up once I know that's what I want. But the Clevis pen, I really hope that's what that's called because that's what I'm going to keep calling it, is what's going to hold the top part and basically keep it at the angle it's supposed to be at. Oh, I like that. It's nice. It's a little different because I do have little bits of chrome everywhere, but it's primarily black. So that looks great, man. I love that. First thing, do it back the way I started or the way it came out. Line that hole up. Now it has to go between those forks, and that I remember was kind of a pain in the tush last time. But what you can do, yes, is the forks do push up, so you can bring it back down on top. Then you will hold this. If I remember correctly, this is not the hard part. It's just getting that circle pin on the other side. Yes, that is in. And look at that. I swear that's already better. Let's take a look. That's so much hotter. Oh, yeah. That I can use. That is great, people. I'm going to love that. Good find. Goodbye. Let's get everything tightened up. Let's start by going in reverse. Get that circle back on the Clevis pin. Oh, that's so great. It's nice when you take a risk on something and it's going to work out for you. I think I got this off of Amazon. I'm pretty sure it was marketed for a Fat Boy forward control. I think Fat Boy and the Lowrider are both in the Softail family. So I took a risk. Looks like it paid off for me. All right, I'm going to hold this at the bottom, if you can see that, so that the pin is at the top. And try and come in from the back. Again, it's one of those bad angles. Can't even see the hole. There it is. So it's at such an angle that you can really only see with one eye. So it kind of takes away that depth perception. Well, that was just a pain in the butt. I actually cut out a good chunk of this because it was taking way longer than what you guys would have been interested in seeing. So, there's not a cotter pen, because that's all I'm stuck with now. Clevis pen, the part that comes down inside of the circle, like if that's the circle, there's a part that comes down. Don't use that part. That's not going to work. Once I switched to the part that is part of the round, so instead of coming like that, and I use this part instead of the part that comes down, it was easier. Still a pain in the butt because of the tight area and the location, but it was easier. So, yeah, go with that. All right, let's get the rest of this done. Should be fairly quick here. There. And again, this is difficult because of the location, and that you can really only see with one eye. So it really, really affects that depth perception. So don't get too frustrated. Take your time. Now, something else I was going to talk about. This... Don't get frustrated. I think I just said that. This forward foot controls that I put on was the one from the Harley Davidson site. So if I remember correctly, it was somewhere up to like $500, because that's all I could find. And I don't know, 4 months later or something, I was looking for something else, and I found one on Amazon for like $170, I want to say. I don't know the quality. I will tell you, with certain things, the old adage of you get what you pay for is true. But I have also seen plenty of things that are higher end that I have bought that did not work out as well. I'm trying to think of an example. There was one I had before I started the video, and now it's gone, of course. You remember earlier when I said, if I remember correctly, everything else was easy. It was that Clovis pen. Apparently I didn't remember correctly, or it was a lot easier last time. I don't know. There we go. Finally. Now to the last part of getting the nut on. How difficult do you think this is going to be? I'm not holding my breath. And again, just to be clear, it's not because I have this stuff on. This is not what's in the way. It's the exhaust, part of the exhaust pipe, and just the angle of reaching back there. This I looked, this frame, if I took it off, it wouldn't give me any more clearance, that bracket right there. So, for the area that I need. So it's not like, oh, well, what if I put this piece on first and then this, or because if you buy this with the kit. Finally got it in there. It was much of a fight. I had to really not just work at it, but use my fingers for a bunch of that and feel. Like I said, it's just a tight spot. Even getting 2 fingers in there is pretty difficult. That is going to be so much better. Much better angle, and you can just tell by looking at it. That's going to be great. So, yeah, that's all it was, just getting my fingers back there. And I did switch to a pair of vice grips just to hold it at an angle. So, needle nose vice grips if you have them, just to get it at an angle to get back there. Don't put the nut straight in, put the nut like I said, at kind of at an angle there, so that the vice grips don't have to be flat, because you don't have enough room for that to get back there. But hey, it works great. Again, ordered that off of Amazon. It looks like the $170 Ford foot control kit you can get off of Amazon does have this type of brake pedal with it. So if you decide to go with that, that might be the better option. You wouldn't have to order it separately like I did when I ordered this from Harley Davidson. Because I wanted the Ford foot controls, I did have to change the air filter as well. If you remember, it comes with that forward facing, that right angle one. That was hitting my shins. I wasn't able to get my feet forward. I couldn't use the footrest on the mustache one, which is what I originally had intended. So I had to wind up ordering the Kuriak foot pegs, highway pegs as well. Works out real nice with this. These that I ordered, they're adjustable. There's 3 different holes you can use. The furthest one is back here if you want it more forward. There's a middle one right here, and then the forward one or rear one, because it shifts it back, is right there. So real nice so far. There, you might be able to see the holes. The one I'm using, the other 2. Works wonderful, very comfortable. I can rest my foot on here and here. Works great. Love it. All right, so that's it. 2 things done. I got the lay down license plate holder put on, and the brake pedal, the rear brake pedal changed out. So Harley Lowrider ST Purple Haze. Like and subscribe. I'm going to do more of these. I've had a lot of positive feedback. If you have any questions, put them down in the comments, and look forward to more. I'll be doing a couple mods on the Honda Scrambler coming up, and walk around as a request from somebody. All right? Ride safe.